Good morning, everybody. My name is Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. Wanted to talk today about something about how do you have a good holiday when you have limitations to what you can do, and how can you do it with having no or very little stress. I think the key for the no stress is 1, preparation, 2, organization, and 3, letting go of the things that you really can't control. You can't control if your brother Bob and your sister Sue are going to argue with each other. You can't control that, so just let that go. That's their problem, not yours. Do what you can ahead of time. That's a big one. Like, get things done ahead of time. You can either make certain dishes and put it in the freezer, or simplify your menu. We're having a very simple menu for ours. I did that. So the first thing I did was set up a menu, and I said ham, scalloped potatoes, corn, dessert. That is more than enough. If you want to put on there a little bit of macaroni salad or something, you can do that. If you want to put on buns ahead of time, you can do that. I don't. I have buns available so that if we want sandwiches from the ham later, we can have that, but I don't necessarily make it part of the menu because every little thing that I have to put out is something extra. I thought afterwards I should have put applesauce on the menu because we like that with our ham. I didn't do it, but I went and looked in the cupboard. There's a tub of applesauce. I can put that out if I remember. So anyway, I think that being organized is important. I set the menu ahead. So that was my menu set. So now what? Let's look at the week ahead. What can I do in the week ahead? Well, I wanted to gear myself up for cooking a meal. But I didn't want to let other things go around me. I have things that I accomplish all the time, and I wanted to still do those and just add in something more. People who are loving to entertain, or people who love to cook and whatnot, can put on a meal without even thinking twice about it. My mom could feed 20 people a huge spread. I never could do that. But what I could do is I could organize it and have a smaller spread and smaller number of people, and I could do that good. Anyway, I want to tell you a funny story before I continue. I've told this before, but there's a lot of new people, so I'm going to tell. When Claudine, who's now in her 40s, was born, we were having her taken up for a dedication service at the church. So anyway, my parents were going to come down, and they were traveling in a travel trailer, and they had company from Ireland visiting them. So I had my Uncle James, my Aunt Molly, my mom and my dad, my 2 brothers, and 2 other cousins that had come out from Aunt Anna's family and joined, the 2 boys had joined them. So I had quite a little group, plus myself, my first husband, and of course Claudine. So we lived in a very small 1-bedroom apartment. So I thought, okay, I'm going to put on a nice meal. Doesn't matter if I'm in a small place, I'm going to put on a nice meal. We'll go to church and we'll come back here and have that. And they weren't sleeping with us because they had the trailer with them. So I thought, that's going to be fine. So I went up to the store, and I was 21 years old, didn't know much around the kitchen, didn't know much about being a wife, and I had just had a baby. Anyway, I went to the store and I picked out a beautiful roast. It was beautiful, and I thought, roast beef, that will be lovely. I never thought about the fact that I hadn't ever cooked a roast beef. I'd eaten it, but I've never cooked it. So anyway, I bought this roast beef, this lovely, lovely roast beef, and I put it in the oven, and I put in the oven my roast in a roaster. And I heard that if you cook it fast, you'll get the pink in the middle. Or if you cook it slow, it won't be pink in the middle, but it'll be very tender. Slow was the way to go for me. So we put it on when we went to church, put it on low and slow. And I came home, and my piece of meat was a large meatball of meat. It had shrunk so much and just let all the liquid out. There was nothing left of this roast. It was just a few slices, maybe 8 slices. But I mean, they were thin slices. It wasn't much. So anyway, Mom's theory when we were growing up, she always said, put on far too many potatoes because anybody who's hungry will still go back for potatoes. So I had a giant pot of potatoes, a medium pot of vegetables, carrots or something, and this little piece of roast. Now I think Mom thought she'd be embarrassed with Uncle James and Aunt Molly seeing what her daughter had cut or put out for the meat. So here I was thinking I'd done something wonderful. I looked at that meat and I went, oh my gosh, this is not going to be good. My mother, without any thought, camping in a camping trailer, my mom went down to her camping trailer, looked through her cupboards, came up with 2 nice cans of ham, opened them up, sliced them up, put pineapple rings on them, put maraschino cherries on them, drizzled a little pineapple juice on them, covered it up with tin foil, put it in the oven for about half an hour, and it was a glazed ham that had enough to feed everybody. And then for those who didn't like ham, Darlene cooked a little roast. She taught me something in that moment that I never forgot. And it was like, doesn't matter how many potatoes you put in the pot, you still should be able to give everybody 1 piece of meat. And if you can't, then just buy a cheaper cut of meat. Anyway, that was my funny story for that. Now, back to prepping for Easter. Okay, so now you've got your menu set. Look at your week. What do you want to do ahead? What do you not want to do ahead? So I looked at mine, and my dessert that I chose is a Jell-O cheesecake. Ironically, the last time I made the Jell-O cheesecake, it gave me a gallbladder attack right before an Easter weekend. I had a gallbladder attack, and I had some kind of a stone or whatever it is stuck in the neck of the duodenum. And I had to stay in the hospital for the weekend because it was Easter weekend. They weren't doing any surgeries. And then I had my surgery on the Monday. That was the last time I had that. That was approximately 25 years ago. So I thought to myself, well, in case it doesn't go well, I'm going to buy at my grocery shop. I'm going to buy another thing of ice cream and have it in the cupboard. And if my Jell-O cheesecake doesn't turn out, we have ice cream. So anyway, that was the plan there. The Jell-O cheesecake, I decided I could make on Saturday. We're going to have our meal on Sunday. I could make my Jell-O cheesecake on Saturday. I would know then if it was turning out or not turning out. I'm sure it will turn out. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to cook ahead. The day of, I'm going to put the spiral ham or the bone-in ham, whichever I get when I shop. I was going to shop today, but I'm going to go now tomorrow. So we're going to shop, and then my spiral ham or my bone-in ham will go in the oven in the morning. I will then do up my potatoes. If on Saturday night, if I find myself having energy and time, because I never know what each day is going to bring, I will take my raw potatoes, I will slice them into nice thick slices, and I will peel and chop the carrots the same way, cover them with water and put them in the fridge so that that portion is done for the next day. But if I don't have time or no energy that night, then I'll do them on Sunday morning. But the more you have done, the more stress-free your time will be. Anyway, I'm going to stop it at that. I'm going to go shopping either tonight or tomorrow. My next thing is I'm going to make my shopping list today. And then we will go shopping for our groceries. And after we've done that, oh, and the other thing is I want my fridge clean to put the new groceries in or leftovers. So I'm going to tonight, or today, actually when I get off here, I'm going to go into the kitchen and I'm going to clean out the refrigerator, make sure it's all spotless. Then we got room for the stuff coming in, and I will grocery shop for that. Looking forward to this Easter weekend, I really am. Anyway, I'm going to go do that. I hope you guys are all getting prepared for your Easter. We're going to talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Bye-bye.